do you think you'd accept 50K over asking?
Right.
It's like not confident, but when you do the downswing, it's like, would you accept 50K over asking?
Welcome back to the CashFlow Podcast, the podcast where we talk about turning properties into profits. I'm your host, Jayson Yoss. Today, I'm here with my special guest, Donna Karen Ray. Donna, how you doing?
Good. Glad to be here.
You look amazing, by the way. Thank you so much for coming on.
Appreciate that.
And look, as a realtor with Dream Homes Compass, you haven't been doing this for 20 years. You've only been doing this since basically COVID, right?
Yes, during the pandemic. That's when I started, about 5 years ago.
Great time to start, right? Right during the pandemic?
Exactly. It was pretty daring on my part.
So it was a great market, and then it was interest rates going up, and then...
I feel like I've been through every single market. You know, you have the low interest rate, and then it went up, and then down, and I feel like I've been through it all.
Oh my gosh.
And with each and every market, it's like you have to pivot and figure out how you overcome the challenges and still be able to help these clients.
A new cycle every year in that time frame, which I've been in real estate for 20 plus years, and like the cycles used to be gradual, but you've had them all in a 5-year span. So
yes.
Before we get into specifically your niche business, I just want to take a second and thank our sponsors. Rainforest Heating and Air. They handle all your HVAC and plumbing needs in the Maricopa Valley, Phoenix, and the Greater Valley beyond, as well as Daniels Plumbing. They handle all your plumbing needs in San Diego, LA, Orange County, and then Inland Empire. Without their support, we couldn't be here. Thank you, guys. So you have also got into the luxury residential real estate world, but talk to me about what made you go in that direction.
Absolutely. I think my journey started when I got a position at Neiman Marcus.
Okay.
So I've been in that world. I love the luxury world, the designers, and just seeing that and elevating each look and being able to help these clients. So when it came to real estate, I'm like, why not do luxury? I love beautiful homes and design. So it was just the right step to do, and I love it.
What does Neiman Marcus bring to not just their team, but to their clients? Like, what is it about their service and their brand that exudes luxury?
Absolutely. I would say it's a white glove service.
Okay.
Ever since then, they really try to do that, Ritz-Carlton type of service.
Right.
And that's what we teach, because I became a manager with them.
Okay.
And that's what I had to teach my staff. Like, treat everyone fairly. You're in San Diego too. Like, you cannot judge a book by its cover. Some people are going to be in their flip-flops, and you just never
with $10 million in the bank in their flip-flops. That's right.
And some of the best clients we have, they're very casual. But yes, I would say it's the work ethic of being able to give that top-level service and premier service. And ever since then, I've really taken that onto my business in every position I've been in, even before real estate.
When you had to have some mentorship and guidance, not just here in the real estate world, but even as far back as Neiman Marcus and getting your start. Talk to me about that mentorship, and what's that one thing that they instilled in you that you're still doing today?
Absolutely. One of the first things I learned there was through my mentor, who was my manager, Erin, at that time. And she taught me, she's like, if you want to be a manager here, she's like, just act as if. It's like, start acting the role that you want to do. So that way, when the position comes or the opportunity comes, you're already there and people see you in that space. And that's what I did. I started watching the managers, seeing how they dress, how they talk, how they perform. And I did that. I emulated it. And next thing you know, actually a position came up for a manager position within 3 months. And I was up against 2 other managers, assistant managers who were there for over 5 years, and I got the position. So I was so grateful. And I do remember the store manager at that time, Lindy, she came to me and she's like, Donna, we had never in the history of Neiman Marcus to give a position to someone who's only been here 3 months. So it was a great opportunity, and I'm so grateful to this day. And when I'm given an opportunity, I always make sure I prove them right, that they made the right decision. So I went ahead and actually got my dress collections department to #1 in the company out of 42 stores at that time. And I think that's when I really proved myself, and I could tell people respected me more. They took me more seriously, and that really catapulted my career in management.
You have told me there's so many parallels between that designer world and real estate.
Yes.
Okay? Just share with me a couple that you see every day that you're like, yep, we're doing the same over here that we're doing over here.
Absolutely. I would say it's the service, the level of service that you give. You have these elite clients, and also the wealth that they have is like you have to be really careful with that. So in the retail world, it's like presenting the best dresses, for example, the designers.
Right.
When you're in real estate, you're now presenting the best stagers, right? And also the best service that you could give them, and also really being careful, because this is one of the biggest decisions, financial decisions of people's lives, and you have to be really careful, especially with that part of their wealth.
Is there, or would be like one real estate opinion that you have, especially with your background, that maybe other people in the real estate business would disagree with you on?
I would say, for me, when it comes to pricing, I like pricing my listings to either add value or just below market value, especially in this market, because that's when you gain traction and momentum.
Right.
But unpopular opinion, there's some agents there who don't believe in that.
Really?
They think it's better to price high so you leave room for negotiations. But to me, when I've tried that, you end up, having a listing that sits on the market, and you're chasing the market down, you're reducing the price. But I'm telling you, the last 5 listings I've had, this is a strategy that I did, and I was successful in it.
Right.
I could tell you one of them got into contract in 5 days, another one 7 days, and the other one 8 days. So there's a pattern here, and it works.
I hear a lot of people that are successful say the last place they want to be is chasing a market down. But yet, there are tons of properties that are on the market where like, that's not where did they get that price from? What do you think makes other agents overprice? Do you think they get bullied into it, or what's the reason?
I would say probably for the most part, it could be the seller. Seller always think their home is worth more, right, than the market value. They want more for it. But I would say the best agents are the ones who are able to advise their clients and really influence that decision.
Got it.
Giving them the pros and cons, like, fine, you want to list at this price, but let me just tell you what could happen if we did this.
Right. You could be chasing the market down.
Exactly. And then reminding them, what is the goal here? Your goal is, let's say, to move out of state, get you there as soon as possible without, sitting on the market and your holding costs increases each month.
Sure.
So I think when I talk about that, because I've had clients who are like, I want to price it higher, but once I go over the pros and cons,
Right.
they see what I mean, and I coach them through it, guide them through it, and they typically agree, and that's when we have the success.
Let's talk about some case studies to go through that success. You talked to me about a Del Sur scenario this year, in fact, that I really, really liked. They needed acreage, and you talked to me through that one.
Absolutely. This is a very special client. I've been nurturing them at that time over a year.
Okay.
And by themselves, they've been looking for 3 years. Because it's a very unique property they're looking for. They needed at least 3+ acres with an ADU, so the wife's sister can live with them.
Okay.
And a pool house.
That is very specific.
Very
That's
specific.
not on every, I'm just going to pull that on the MLS.
Exactly. And it still had to be a nice property,
Right.
very luxurious, in a great area. So when this property came up, my client said, you know what, Donna, I think this is the one.
Right.
And I'm like, I think so too. I said, this checks off all the boxes we've been looking for. So we went ahead and went to see it. They loved it. They fell in love with it. And they said, Donna, this is our dream home.
Okay.
Can we get it? And I'm telling you, when clients say that to me, I am compelled to make everything happen,
Right.
do everything I can to get it for them. So in this case, we were actually against 3 other offers, including cash. So it was very tricky. But at the same time, I would say my strength definitely is negotiation.
Okay.
I'm able to, when I call the listing agent, find out, where the offers are, how much activity have they had,
Right.
what chances do we have, and where do we really need to be in the number.
Where do we need to be?
And I'm so glad that I called, because we really did not need to be in the beginning at the list price.
Okay.
If I had not found out, typically I'd be advising my clients we have to go 50K over
Right.
the list
You
price.
want this, we need to go all out,
Right.
correct? Okay.
But with the great rapport I had with the listing agent, she said, you know what? As long as there's a 4 in front of it, and non-contingent, I think you'll be fine. And that's what we did. And then we got countered back. It was still under the list price. So I advised my clients, I know you guys like this. I said, we have competition. So my advice is accept it because it's still lower. And I think we have a better chance of winning.
Got it.
And I was still very nervous because the agent said, it's between you and the cash offer.
Right.
So I was bracing myself, but I stayed positive and I was like, okay, let's just see how it shakes out. And then the next call I got is that we got the contract.
What did he say? What was the thing that stood out between yours and a cash offer?
Yeah, absolutely. So the agent said, you know what? You guys just accepted it. Everyone else countered. So my seller thought they will be easy to work with. They're fast, very sense of urgency. I made sure we did it right away, the paperwork. And because of that, we stood out to them.
Right.
And especially with my clients too, their financials were strong. I also positioned them well.
Okay.
So they said, even though you're not cash, financials are still strong. So we're going to go with you.
We're going to close.
Mhm.
Got it. I love it. I love it. It's so great to hear about the successful deals, but when it's a dream home as an agent, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel really good. I mean, honestly, when I think of my clients and having helped them get their dream home, it's like me also achieving the dream with them.
Right.
Because I really care about people. I care about their goals. So when we achieve it together, it's like a whole team.
Yeah.
Like we did it together.
That's amazing. It sounds like an amazing feeling when you can actually, buying a home is one thing, buying an investment property is another thing, like dream home. It's like, this is our forever home. That must feel great.
Absolutely.
But it's not your only one. Like you told me a story about a recent La Jolla deal. Similar thing, similar clients were looking forever. Talk to me about this one.
Absolutely. So this one is overlooking the ocean. So it's very nice.
Already picturesque dream home.
Exactly. And this one was special because there was a lot of interest in it. Not only was it beautiful, it had a great deck and again, overlooking the ocean. So again, same thing. My clients were like, Donna, we really want this. And with these clients, we were actually already we were in escrow with 2 other ones, and it fell out of escrow because of the inspections. It didn't work out. So they were feeling pretty despondent. They're like, Donna, we may just take a break. But when this came about, I said, you know what? I think this might be a really good fit for you. Let's go see it. So they agreed and they fell in love with it. So same thing. They're like, Donna, can you get this for us? I'm like, I'm going to do my best. So with this one, the strategy had to be different because we knew that there's a lot of interest. It's going to go multiple offers over asking. And I told my clients, I go, the last position we want as buyers and me as a buyer's agent is a multiple offer situation where it's for highest and best.
Right.
Because I said, by that time, we will be guessing. We don't know where everybody's going to be at.
Right.
And I'll be asking you, please just give it your best, whatever your highest is. And I hate asking that. So what I did with this one, I reached out to the listing agent and I asked, hey, is there any way that we can acquire this property before all the other offers come in? If there's any chance, please, this is my client's dream home.
Right.
And then say, okay, let me see. And then he came back to us and said, okay, because you asked, yes, there is a chance, but you had to be over the list price and also waive the appraisal contingency, which my clients were fine with. So when I talked to them, I said, okay, so we just have to be higher than list. What do you guys think? And they said, Donna, we love this home. We're going to go 100K over asking. And I was like, oh my gosh. Whoa. I go, really? It's like, yeah, 100K. I'm like, okay. And honestly, because I know the market pretty well, I didn't think we needed to be that high. And my goal for every client is making sure that they're not leaving money on the table.
Sure.
If they don't have to overpay, I don't want them to do that.
Right.
So I kind of knew, but said, okay, let me just see what I can do.
Right.
And so I reached out. And for me, it's all about also getting a gauge on the listing agent, filling him out as I'm talking. And I just realized as we were talking about it, he was getting very excited. And I was like, okay, I think there's room here that we don't have to go over 100K. So then I use NLP, like I normally do.
Your negotiation strategy, fair enough. Okay.
When it comes to business, like I have 2 hats. One is my high I in the disc, personality, influential, very warm. But when it comes to business, I'm also high D for dominant.
Really?
So then I used the NLP to have an authoritative tone. And I was like, so I'll just say John. So it's not John, but
John. Sorry, John.
so I said, hey, John.
But you lost out on some money. Yes,
Right.
John. Okay.
So I said, hey, John, so my clients obviously want this. So do you think 50K over asking would get the job done? Like, I went like that with my tone. And it's like, yeah, I think we can make that work. I'm like, perfect. I go, send me a counter and we'll get it signed in the morning. Perfect. And I knew he was still kind of entertaining, perhaps maybe some offers coming in. But when he said he's going to send the counter, I said, yeah, send it. Then I knew once he sends it and my clients accept work, we have a contract.
We've got it. Yeah.
Yes. So that gave me more confidence. So I was so excited when I went to call my clients back and said, so guess what? I know you guys wanted to go over 100K over asking, but we can get it done at 50.
Wow.
So they're like, wow, half the price. So they're so happy. And they got into their dream home. And they're forever grateful, as I am.
Did you tell me they were flying out from?
Yes.
They're flying out from Washington D.C. to see homes.
Yes.
I would be discouraged too.
Exactly. They've flown here quite a few times to see homes, so they were taking it seriously, and it was taking a toll on them. When we fell out of escrow, then it's like going home with nothing. They told me that. And my clients, they're very open with me and transparent. And I remember that one phone call, they're like, Donna, we're exhausted.
Right.
They're like, we go there, we get into escrow, and then as you know, we're left with nothing. Right. It's like, we're going to need a break. I'm like, okay, no, I understand.
That makes sense.
And then again, when that came about though, they're like, okay, we're going to file for this one. So they did it.
Negotiation Tactics and Strategy, NLP. What does that stand for?
Neuro linguistic something.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I've heard the term, but I didn't know what the exact acronyms were for. But the way you approached it, the way you discussed, and the way you discussed that with the other agent, he still felt calm, still felt like he had a partner on the other end, but just a little bit of tone change, a little bit of inflection and authoritarian kind of like, hey, this is a number that's going to work, right? And they took it.
Exactly. With the NLP, it works very well because instead of like when you do the upswing, like there's no confidence. Like, do you think you'd accept 50K over asking?
Right.
It's like not confident. But when you do the downswing, it's like, would you accept 50K over asking?
Boom.
Like
I can hear the difference, and I love it. And the truth of the matter is, realtors wear a lot of hats. But if you don't have that negotiation hat, you are putting yourself behind the curve in representing your client. So,
absolutely.
Bonus question, and just that we're talking about that, what's the biggest mistake you see realtors making in the market today that you're like, hey, you're hurting your client by doing that?
Absolutely. I can think of a few things. Again, overpricing a listing doesn't benefit anyone. That's number one. Number two, I would see listings and there's no professional photos and it's taken with an iPhone and it's dark. And nowadays, like people scroll.
Yeah.
And if your hero photo, that first photo is not compelling, more than likely they'll just scroll past it. So it's so important to represent your clients professionally, and that also comes with video and the photography.
I mean, talking about photos, I mean, you know how to do photos. First of all, you're well put together, but I see on social media you have a great presence there. But is social media too much of a focus, or is it the focus in today's real estate market? Like, what factors does social media play?
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I'd say. I think there's different opinions about it. For me, I use social media as my resume.
Okay.
When people look at my social media, I want them to see, okay, I'm an active agent. I'm getting things done. It looks polished. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, is this a person that I want to be represented by?
Okay.
But I see mistakes that agents make. They make social media their number one lead generation. And that's usually a longer game, right? And then I actually know a couple agents who I used to work with, and we would go to the luxury listings in La Jolla. We would take videos and post them. And I just remember this, all they did. They weren't making communication as part of really their business. Like conversations equals contracts,
right?
One of my coaches said.
That's so.
And so I just remember thinking, wow, always posting, never closing. I'm like, I don't want to be that.
Always posting, never closing. Again, that's another quote. I've got some good quotes today, but that's a good one. Always posting, never closing. Looking ahead, where do you see the biggest opportunity right now for that maybe, I don't want to say boomer, but downsizer real estate market?
Absolutely. So I've actually had great conversations with my title partner lately to see what's going well with people's farms and who they're targeting.
Right.
And she did say the senior community is a great one because, the baby boomers, they're usually house rich, but not cash flow rich.
Sure.
So they really need help in selling this home and getting into something smaller. They don't need that 5,000 square feet home when it's just done, right? So
fair enough.
So I think that's a great opportunity.
I tell my parents that, yeah. Hey,
Right.
oh, mom, dad, I don't have any more brothers and sisters that I know about. Come on, let's go.
Right.
With that opportunity and them, opening the door with 30 seconds, how do you approach that market and what are you setting the goals for with them on that?
Absolutely. So I'm working on it now. I have a campaign for that group. And what we're doing is a direct mail campaign because a lot of them, they don't really probably have a mobile phone.
Right.
They have the landline. So it's more the traditional. So we're going to be doing door drops of a bag with like my notepads. It'll be hopefully by their phone. So by the time they're ready to call, it's right there. And some chocolates and really great information like Prop 19, those things that can help them.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, we're planning on doing an event where we invite them how to protect your home.
Right.
Putting your property in a trust,
Right.
Educating them in that way. So that's in the works right now. I'm excited to do it.
All good wins. Final question. Okay. Wrapping up. Okay. What's one thing you wish people understood more when it comes to buying or selling a property?
Absolutely. I would say when it comes to buying or selling a property, it's so important, first of all, to hire a great agent.
Hire the right agent. Right.
It really makes a big difference because I know there's some people who try to do it, but even studies show they usually end up giving up by week 3 or 4 and hiring an agent.
Right.
But think of it as an advocate for you who protects you. This is one of, again, biggest financial decisions of your life. It's your asset. You need to protect it. And having the right agent to advocate for you and also protect your best interests and always have that at heart, I think is a game changer.
I love it. Donna Karen Ray, thank you so much for all your insight. I love the way you went over those case studies and more importantly, the way you advocate for your clients. Everybody else, thank you so much for tuning into the CashFlow Podcast, the podcast where we talk about turning properties into profits. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. You're amazing.
Thanks so much.